take a look at that now. I did see it.
Doobie-doo, doobie-doo.
You alright, mate? You there, Needy?
I'm here, mate. I'm here.
You good? How are you?
Yeah, not bad, mate. Yourself?
Yeah, not too bad. Chill night, good Friday.
Yeah. I'd work and I'd football training for my boy. Watch him play for an hour and a half.
Oh. How old's your lad?
How old is he? 8.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
good. I'm young.
Yeah, starting on it, yeah. Basically under 9, so not doing too bad.
Yeah.
Not doing too bad, yeah.
Wish I'd started football like younger. I mean, I probably wouldn't. I wouldn't have the diet for it because I would just. I'm not like that, but I would have loved to at least do some football when I was younger.
Yeah. You and me both, to be fair.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of every lad's little dream, isn't it? But only a few get to actually, be in the Prem or whatever the dream is.
Yeah, it's a very small minority. You think about how many kids and how many teams and people play, and how many people actually make it for the big time. Is not the ratio is very small, isn't it?
Yeah, it's really crazy to be fair when you really think about it. You know, I think I watched something the other day, like some lads from Palace, I think they released him purely because he just couldn't. They couldn't get him in the team, but he was a really good player. It's just that's just how brutal it can be.
You set your life up to think you can earn loads and loads of money, and at the last hurdle, you lose your football job, and you have to go back to it.
That's it as well. You know, I know nowadays it's like they have to do education. They have to, and they do like courses, don't they? As to playing football, but when they come out of it, they still have to kind of fit back into normal life. Get a normal job, and it's crazy. Yeah.
I think that's why quite a few people go into commentary.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
They can't keep away from it, can they? It's their life. It's all they know. Football.
True. I think a few should stay away from it though. That's a lot of the recent ones who've become very good.
Say Ronaldo would become a football player, would he?
Nah,
it's actually right. Videos playing the music. Fucking brilliant.
Happy days. Surprise, shouldn't say.
You made that happen,
That is a lovely shot. What a
man.
beautiful shot!
These kids are lovely.
Nice shirts. Basically, it does exactly what it says on the tin there. You don't know what you're going to get.
Honest to God. Anyway, fucking hell, here we go. Welcome in. Good evening, everyone. 10:05 on Friday night. So obviously you listened there at the start of the show. We've had a rolling advert there for surpriseshirts.co.uk. They now sponsor Benteke Fried Chicken streams, which are going to be obviously on a weekly basis. I've got my shirt on that they sent me this week. Actually, a lovely striking, a lovely striking pink, and it's a team called Geylang International, which is a club based out in Singapore. When they send you out your shirt, so it's £35 a month for an adult subscription. You choose the size that you want. You choose whether you want long sleeve or short sleeve. They don't send you any shirts from your home country, and you can also stipulate if you don't want any from certain countries as well. But they also send you this little information card as well about the team. So in terms of mine, so Geylang International Professional Football Club from Singapore. They're located in Bedok, which is in eastern Singapore. The Eagles, as they're known, play in the Singapore Premier League, highest level of football in the country. The home ground is our Tampines Hub, which holds 5,000. And they have a seasonal derby with a close rivalry called Tampines Rovers. And this pink shirt was their away shirt for last year, where they finished 6th in the league, which sounds good. But there was only 8 teams in that league, so not so good. But yeah, so surpriseshirts.co.uk. So I've set up my monthly subscription. You'll see their websites plugged throughout the PowerPoint slideshow and the presentation on tonight's stream as we progress. So tonight we've got Jimbo, who's back with us. I think you were on. Were you on the first 2 or just the first one?
Just the first one.
Just the first one, and then I had a few weeks away to contemplate whether or not it's worth sticking around. And we've also got the Bournemouth fan, Needy Peck. Welcome in.
Hey, careful what you say, you know what I mean? After the last weekend, fucking hell.
Yeah, okay. So, there's Benteke Fried Chicken. So we'll go through our agenda briefly for tonight. So we're obviously going to review last weekend's results in detail. We'll briefly touch on the midweek results. We'll look at the Premier League table as it stands right now. We'll look at our Fantasy League table, Benteke Fried Chicken, which has got 124 teams in it. We'll then have a look at the top point scoring team across the whole game, the top point scoring team within our league, and then we'll finish off with the weekly quiz. So we will need input from those that are viewing, and also those that are in the stream in the party as well. Different theme again tonight for the weekly quiz. So, but we'll not reveal too much at this stage. Okay, so moving swiftly on. So on the screen now, obviously we can see last weekend's results. So we're going to talk about 3 matches in particular. Obviously Liverpool against Bournemouth, City against Palace, and then we'll briefly touch on Arsenal against Fulham. Needy Peck, we're going to come to you first of all on this one, sir. As a Bournemouth fan, do you want to talk us through how you felt on Saturday as you were seeing the goals going here?
Oh, well, where do I start? Well, I was actually going to go to watch the game. I had a chance to ticket that night before, but I had other plans, so I didn't go. So yeah, I'm kind of glad I didn't go. When we were 2-0 down within 10 minutes, wasn't it?
Yeah.
It wasn't looking good, was it? And you could see the disappointment in the players' faces straight away, and it just went downhill, didn't it? They just lost it. Their heads went up their arses. You know what I mean? It was painful to watch. It was painful to watch, to say the least.
Yeah.
So I've been told the coach journey home wasn't very pleasant.
I can imagine. Yeah,
You can imagine. As you can imagine.
Yeah, quite a lengthy trip. So, in terms of Liverpool at Anfield, the last team that beat Liverpool at home in a league game was a team that was managed by Scott Parker, and that was obviously Fulham 18 months ago.
Yeah.
So I would imagine that may have cropped up at some point in conversation throughout the week, whether that be in the changing room, on the training pitch, or on on the coach, etc. But yeah, like you said there, within 6 minutes it was game over, wasn't it? Really, two very early goals. Jimbo, did you have you managed to catch up on the goals and the highlights from that particular match?
I did, yeah. I thought it was quite well. Obviously, now I know you don't usually see that, do you? But yeah, it's quite a odd game to watch. The goals just flying in. Well, to be honest, I don't think Liverpool would have done it, really, weren't they? There's no stopping them once they get going.
It was like year 10 playing year 5 in the school programme, wasn't it? You know what I mean? That's what it was like.
there was a massive golfing class, but I think before this match, I think Liverpool Bournemouth actually had more points than Liverpool, didn't they, in the league standings going into this match?
Yeah,
Bournemouth were on 3 points, yeah. Like we've touched on, Bournemouth they played well. They were in it for 2.5 minutes, and then they went 1-0 down in the third, and then the double whammy within going 2-0 down within 6 minutes. You've probably trained all week.
Who in their right mind would play 3 at the back against Liverpool?
Yeah, well, you mentioned this in the Facebook group chat, and when I watched the goals on Match of the Day last Saturday, and made notes, one of the observations that I made was that from the majority of the 9 goals, from the majority of them, at least 6 or 7, there was at least 9, if not 10 or more Bournemouth players in the box. So, was it officially a 3 at the back?
Well, they were just scrabbling, weren't they? They were just trying to get that ball out, weren't they? I think the formation went to shit, if I'm honest.
Fair enough. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, but in terms of the goals, obviously the 3rd minute and the 6th minute, 2-0 in such a quick succession. I think the game settled down a little bit after that, and then just around the half-hour mark, again there was another 2 goals within 3 minutes. Trent Alexander-Arnold with the rocket from about 25 yards out.
Lovely goal, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Can't knock it.
Yeah, absolutely cracker. And then Firmino on the 31st, which I think was on the back of a deflected cross. A little bit dubious in terms of goalkeeping there, but wrapped it up. So obviously 4-0 at that stage. You're probably looking at...
Van Dijk with the header, wasn't it?
What's that, sorry?
Yeah, it was Van Dijk with the header just before half time.
That's it, yeah, right on the stroke of half time. Another killer blow. So what do you think Scotty Parker says at half time? What can he say?
Well, what can you say? You're 4-0 down to Liverpool away, and they're just not, the head's not in the game, is it?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what you could say to boost their morale. To turn around and say you can at least draw a point out of this. There's no coming back. I think you would turn around and say, don't make yourselves look stupid anymore. Or I don't know. What can you say?
Yeah, I would echo that, and that was the kind of notes I made as well. So you'd probably be saying, it's damage limitation, the game's over. Let's see how long we can stay in the game. Maybe even if we look at the game from a second 45 minutes and go out and just get a draw for the second 45. And then within the first minute, I think it was Mefam that scored an own goal, wasn't it?
Yeah.
So that just blows it all out.
And hit one part of his chin, didn't it, I think?
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, just blows it all out of proportion. Firmino then scored again on the 72nd, which was his 100th Liverpool goal. And on this one, when he did score that, all 11 Bournemouth players were in the box. All 11 players were in the box. And he still scored, which was mad. Carvalho 80, Diaz 85 from close range. What did we think to Jurgen Klopp's shithousery when he was putting his arm round Scotty P at 9-0? Have you seen the images of that, guys?
No, I haven't. But that's too fair.
No. So Jurgen, they literally at 9-0, stood on the touchline. Jurgen went and put his arm round him. And kept it there for what looked like a couple of minutes, and it just really rubbing salt into the wound. Scotty was just stood there, and you could tell that obviously he wanted the ground to swallow him up. But yeah, so in terms of the fantasy points, Massive points for Trent Alexander-Arnold, Virgil van Dijk, keeping a clean sheet, scoring, getting a few assists. Obviously, those that weren't watching the game and saw the 9-0, and you've got Salah in your team, you're probably thinking you've scored a lot of points there, but
No.
that's it. Yeah, he didn't score, did he? So that would have been one of the successes. I would imagine before the game, Bournemouth might have said, if we can keep Salah quiet and keep him off the score sheet, we might have half a chance. They kept him off the score sheet and got us spanked 9-0. How many Premier League games in the past have finished 9-0 before this one?
Southampton, twice, wasn't it? Twice, or 8-0 and then 9-0.
Yeah, so yeah, you're right. In Southampton twice. Do you know who they were both against?
I do know this.
I can tell.
No, Southampton. Southampton United 9-0. That was in February of last year.
Yeah.
There's also Southampton against Leicester in 2019. And then the other one, which was much earlier, 1995, probably before your time, Jimbo, bless you, was Man United against Ipswich in the days of Andy Cole and whatnot, banging him in. So yeah, 9-0. So now, I think maybe in the first show, if not the second show, Benteke Fried Chicken, we went round the room and we took predictions for those who were going to be first to get sacked. Now, I remember I said my money would be on Hasenhüttl to be sacked from Southampton. I can't remember who was on the particular show that day. I think we had 4 or 5 of us on. But I don't recall anybody picking Scotty P as the first man to be sacked.
I don't think anyone would do that, to be fair.
Yeah, what did you think during midweek, Needy, when you heard the news?
Well, I got my phone out to show one of the guys at work a video on Facebook or something, and then it came as I loaded Facebook. It came up on the AFC Bournemouth Facebook page. They've released Scott Parker. I was like, what the fuck? Didn't see it coming, but since obviously the dust has settled and bits of stuff have come out in the media, it turns out it's a long time brewing. Apparently the way he's treating his staff, or the players especially, it's not within the way Bournemouth like things. He was separating first team players from second team players on their what do you call it, Portugal, when they're doing their training, pre-season training. If he didn't like the players, he'd get rid of them or not talk to them. So it's quite brutal.
Okay.
I don't think it was against Bournemouth ethics, a way of working. They're a small club. They're not like these big giants like Chelsea and stuff like that who can just do what they want.
Okay. And Jimbo, what were your thoughts when you saw that he'd been dismissed?
Yeah, it was a bit of a shock, to be fair. Bournemouth have had a couple of years in the Premier League now, and obviously the first spell was better than obviously the current one because they're only just getting back into it. But to sack a manager so early in the season, it just seems to be out of order, really. But like Needy said, stuff coming out in the media, maybe it was the right decision at the end of the day with him not treating the staff and the players correctly.
Okay. So, Needy, what kind of names have been thrown in the hat for the time being as the replacement?
Right, I think I could tell you actually. Hold on, funny enough, I'm in a bit of a group chat on WhatsApp, or the Cherries chat it's called.
Oh.
Someone did actually put a.
Is the Bournemouth chairman in this WhatsApp Cherries chat, Needy?
No, it's not. Who is in the chat is actually a next door neighbour to the best friend of Jefferson Lerma, and he comes round every day for a cup of tea and a bite to eat. So, yeah.
Right. Okay. Go on then. So what kind of names are being thrown around?
So favourite name is Sean Dyche,
right?
Burnley manager, or ex-Burnley manager.
Yep.
Just trying to find a bit of information I was given. Where is it? Chris Wilder.
Chris Wilder, right? Okay, yeah.
Yeah, and I've heard Allardyce is floating around as well.
Okay, so yeah, the usual names will be chucked about, won't they? Allardyce, Dyche.
There's another name that has been popped up in the chat. If Villa sack Gerrard, because he's next in line, isn't he?
Very,
After his poor
very,
start.
very close.
So,
Yeah,
yeah.
very, very close. Okay. Is there any names that surprise you there, Jimbo?
I think they're all spot on, really. Maybe Allardyce is a bit. I think it's a bit old-fashioned now. His style of play, it just doesn't. It's not really. Although it could work, it just hasn't worked in recent years, and it's led to him not having many jobs. But now the others are spot on, really. Wilder and Dyche are just solid managers and proven themselves in the Prem for years. So I think either one of them will be solid for Bournemouth.
Yeah, Chrissy Wilder was the manager down at Halifax when he finished his playing career. He played. He was obviously a right back by trade. Finished his career with us down the Share. Moved into management and spent about 6 or 7 years in charge at the Share. He was in charge when we went into administration, when we owed the taxman about something like £750,000, which, in comparison to some of the other clubs these days, is absolutely nothing. But the club went bust, and then he moved on shortly after that. I think he went to Oxford directly after us, then to Northampton. And I think did he go on to Sheffield United after that as well, before moving?
I think he's at Borough now, isn't he?
Yeah, he's at Borough now, yeah. He is a Sheffield lad. I think he played for Sheffield United youth team as well. But, in terms of, working your way up and earning the right to managing the Premier League, it wouldn't be a bad shout, to be fair, Needy, if you got Wilder in. He's worked wonders at every club that he's been at with little money to spend. At Halifax we had one of the smallest budgets around, and he kept us going, and we got us to the playoff final at Leicester as well against Hereford. So yeah, it wouldn't be a bad shout, to be fair.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
With
I think Sean Dyche's your odds-on favourite, I think, though.
Right. Okay. Go on, Jimbo.
I think with Wilder, obviously, like you say, currently, was it Middlesbrough you said?
Yeah, he's at Middlesbrough now, yeah.
With him being there, he's kind of already got a job. Would he really want to take on a risky, it's a bit of a risk going to a club that he doesn't know the team, Whereas, and obviously, I know Sunderland have lost their manager recently, so Dyche, it's kind of who gets him first, really. Sunderland going to go for him out of Bournemouth or any other teams looking out there for him?
Yeah, Sunderland announced Tony Mowbray as their man on Wednesday night. Yeah, so they've brought Mowbray. So it was funny when you mentioned about Allardyce and his style being old-fashioned. Tony Mowbray's still banging around, and I think Pulis is knocking on the door as well. But so, Nida, if there was one man that is unemployed at the moment that you did not want to have the job, other than Gary Megson, who would it be? Who would you not want?
I don't really know. Bournemouth need to change their style of play, because they always play on the back foot, don't they? They always play defensive. We need a manager that's willing to put us in attacking form. I don't really know, if I'm honest.
Have you got the players to do that, though?
Well, the problem is they've missed the window now, haven't they?
Yeah.
They've missed the window. We have got some good youth talent. They've been really pushing youth talent, but they've just there's a player called Sadie. I've watched him in the youth team at the Vitality, and he played against Norwich in the FA at the Carabao Cup. He's a weapon, absolute tank. When you watch him live, he is so strong on his feet and always getting the ball. And they've loaned him out to... Where have they loaned him out to? I can't remember they've loaned him out to now, but they've loaned him out. I think he should be first team player, Why are you getting rid of this talent? So, within their small group of people, they have got some decent players, but
Mm.
I
So
don't think they know what to do with him.
okay, and what position does that lad that you've mentioned there? What position does he play?
He's a forward.
Right. Okay. Okay. So we'll keep an eye out for him in future. Okay. So moving on to City against Palace. Jimbo, this finished up City 4, Palace 2. But how did the game pan out from your perspective?
Yeah, so I mean, I think it must have been last year or something where Palace did the exact same. Getting an early goal or two, and then just kind of falling away towards the end of the game. I think they could have even played for a draw really, but City came back, scored four in. Was it? I think four in the second half, or maybe one in the first half. But yeah, really. I would have hoped Palace could have at least made the title a bit interesting, holding City up. But again, they're such a good team. They can let them have two for free and still score four. So it's just crazy.
Yeah, that's it. So there's been I think something like the last 5 games or something. City have given 2 goals away first and still come back to win. Some crazy stat like that. But yeah, I mean obviously Palace pressed high. They pressed early and they high up the pitch and forced City to change it up, which is exactly what they did against Arsenal on the opening day of the season. Arsenal were uncomfortable with that as well, but managed to get their win. So Palace took them by surprise, and then running into a 2-goal lead. 3rd minute, John Stones OG, and then in the 21st minute, Anderson with a bullet header from a corner out on the right hand side. Now the only problem there, I think, and probably Palace will talk about this as well, is that they've gone 2-0 up, which is great, but after only 21 minutes, it's probably, unfortunately, if anything, too early for them, isn't it? Because and for any other team really to go to the Etihad and be 2-0 up that early, it's one of those decisions where do you stick or do you twist, and whatnot.
Man City can just flick a switch, fire it up, and that's it. Press, and bang, bang, bang comes the goals.
Yeah, that's it, isn't it? So, at 2-0 up for Palace after 20 minutes, it's then become a 70-minute football match, which is still a hell of a long time for any Guardiola side, isn't it? So, I think the first half then fizzled out and they went in 2-0 down at half-time. What's Pep saying at half-time to his team?
What the fuck do you think you're doing?
Yeah.
You're the best team in the league, and you're 2-0 down to Palace half time.
Yeah. So you're absolutely right there. So they've had 20 minutes of that first half, or the remainder of the first half to assess it. Then he's had 15 minutes half time. So he's had a good 35 minutes to discuss to think about what he's wanting to say. City have then come out and notched it up. Not just one gear have they, but 2, 3, maybe even 4. Bernardo Silva scored his 50th goal for City before the big man then went on to score a hat-trick. So Haaland, 62nd, 70th and 81st, consisting of a header from about 5 yards out, which was chipped in by Foden. Finally, he's assisted him. The second was a tap-in, and then the third one was a really good show of strength and composure to wrap that up. That takes Haaland to 5 games and 6 goals. As of last weekend, you're beginning to obviously look the part on the pitch now. Have you seen the clip when he came off and him and Guardiola, Jimbo?
I think so. He wasn't too happy, was he? Or I know he got his goals and then did he get 2 or did he get 3 in the end?
He got 3. He got the hat trick.
Yeah.
Then he was subbed off and he looked a little bit uncomfortable with Guardiola giving him the chest punch and then a hug. He looked really uncomfortable in that one. Needy Peck, did you have Haaland in your team and did you have him as captain?
No.
No.
Oh,
Jimbo, did you have Haaland in your team and did you have him as captain?
I did have him in the team, but as captain, I think I left it as De Bruyne and left Haaland as vice captain. And to be honest, I think my thinking behind that was, he might get a goal and then say 2 assists, whereas Haaland might get a goal. And obviously there's more points there, but just didn't really work out.
Yeah. So last week I scored 61 points. Haaland scored 54 of them. In my fantasy team. So yeah, if I didn't have Haaland in the team, I'd have been on 7 points. So I mean, in terms of the fantasy teams now, is it going to just be a case of everybody has now picks Haaland and everybody has him as captain?
In a minute, it might come injured. You never know, do you?
I think we mentioned that, didn't we, on the first week about injuries? How obviously he's had this really good start, but he did the same at Dortmund with injuries. He'd score a few goals, then get injured, and that's it. Really, you need a player who's throughout the whole season.
Yeah, absolutely. There was I also saw an image during the week actually, and it had Haaland on the left hand side of the screen, and it had Aguero on the right hand side. And it had some stats in terms of the first 5 games as well. So obviously, Haaland scored 2 against West Ham during the penalty, and the second in the second half, and they won 2-0. In Aguero's first game for City, he also scored 2. And then the next 4 games, it showed obviously the goals for Haaland, and they identically mirrored the goals for Aguero's first 5 games as well.
Wow. It would be a really good idea if you had to change the picture of it so we could see it. Well, you know what I mean?
What was that, sorry?
Well, have someone have it in the fixture list in the background? You could have had the picture.
I could have, but I've been on holiday all week, mate. I've been on holiday all week, unfortunately.
That's just a shit
I don't.
excuse, I'm sorry.
Unlike the guys on Gillette Soccer Saturday, where they have a team that builds all the material for them in the background. Unfortunately, I have to fucking do it myself. So we'll cover off the third and final match then from last weekend. And that's Arsenal against Fulham. Jimbo, did you see the highlights from this particular match?
I don't think I saw that one. I think you have to come back to me on that one. But,
Okay.
No
problem.
I saw the Villa one, but not the Fulham one.
No problem. So, basically, first half was really quiet, relatively quiet, and it went in 0-0 half time. Second half, Gabriel was fanning around with the ball in the box himself and was tackled by Mitrovic, and Fulham opened the scoring to go 1-0 up. Gabriel with a little bit of redemption. I think he got the equaliser, and then they got with a deflected goal, and there was also a VAR for the second one for Arsenal to finish 2-1. Arsenal fans smiling again. I think they're still. I think they've won every game, haven't they, so far? I believe.
Yeah.
So they are going well. One of the stats that I did read in terms of, so this was Arteta's 100th game in charge. Now Arteta, he got a lot of abuse and a lot of stick in the early days at Arsenal. But the one thing is, and the one stat that I did read, is that out of the first 100 games as Arsenal manager, Arteta's won 52. Out of Arsene Wenger's first 100 games, he won 54. So again, another stat that's extremely close to, apart from Wenger's latter couple of seasons, Wenger is very much seen as a legend, isn't he, in North London?
Well, just think this time last year, Arsenal were at the bottom of the league, weren't they? In the bottom 4.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. He could have gone. They could have been sacked at that stage, couldn't they? But yeah, absolutely. Okay, so we're moving on slightly then, and what you can see now is the current league table, the top 15 teams within Benteke Fried Chicken. So Team Parsnips, managed by Dominic Roof, are still top. They were top last week as well. Dom Roof is one of the guys from work. tried to get him on tonight's show, but I don't think he was online today. He didn't see any contact from us. Second place, meet you at the Love Parade, Aidan Butler. United FC in third, the Devs in fourth, Jossies, Giants, and Xhaka Khan fifth and sixth. Vinagre Stokes in joint sixth. Danny Bostock, who was on the show 2 weeks ago, he was top with Bostock United. He has fallen away somewhat in the last couple of weeks. All Stars, Redder Nation, Shamakna Pitchup, Ginner's All Stars, Wayne Lockwood, who's a Huddersfield Town fan. VBRL United, Sean Twist in 13th. 14th placed, Fat Whistle Donk, and 15th on my tiptoes, Leon Wicks. So that's the top 15. So there's not many points between the top 15 there. I mean, you've obviously got the game. GW is the game week, so the amount of points they scored last weekend. You'll see that in 4th place, Daniel Anderson for the Devs scored 95, which is much higher than the top team. And then on the right hand side column is the total points of 362, 355, 351, 351. It's quite close, to be fair. So, a good week. If your captain's on form, all it takes is someone else to pick a captain other than Haaland, and then I'll have a good week to see it all change. Okay, so still to come. We're going to look at this week's top point scoring team for the whole game. We'll have a look at the top point scoring team in Benteke Fried Chicken, Daniel Anderson, and we'll have a look at the weekly quiz as well. So, just run a quick ad before we move on to that once again.
Just got an ask whereabouts you boys in the actual table now.
I am 18th.
Oh wow! So you were just outside of the back. Okay.
I think I'm not good enough.
I'm 113th. So
That is a lovely shirt. What a beautiful shirt!
These kits are lovely.
How did you manage to get the sponsorship one for the shirt?
I'll tell you afterwards. Your audio is still coming through when the adverts are on as well. Boom, there we go. So yeah, as I say, Benteke Fried Chicken, sponsored by surpriseshirts.co.uk. Needy Pet was asking me then, how did we secure that sponsorship? So basically, I'll tell you a story now actually. So was it last week or was it the week before? Week before last, I was literally, I've heard of these ideas of obviously subscribing and getting a surprise shirt every month and whatnot, and I had 2 tabs open at the time, and I was talking to surpriseshirts.co.uk, and I saw they had a promotion on because it was their 2nd birthday last week, and at the time of signing up we must have had another tab open, and with the magical world of algorithms these days, and as soon as you mention one thing near your phone you then get lots of adverts around it. I signed up to a monthly subscription and I paid my fees and contacted them on Twitter and said, look, we run this show, we've got this stream, is there any potential to look at sponsorship and whatnot, and maybe we can acquire a unique discount code for our stream, and maybe once a month or once a quarter we can do a giveaway depending on some sort of raffle or whatnot. And they were like, yeah, that's fine, that's not a problem, we'll get signed up. We're quite busy today because it's the 2nd birthday, but we'll come back to you the day after. So I thought, great, no problem. The day after, they came back to me, asked me for my order number, and I sent them the order number, and they were like, "That's not actually one of our order numbers." And I was like, "What? What are you on about?" Looked into it, and because I'd had several tabs open at the same time, I'd actually fucking signed up for a totally different surprise shirt website altogether, hadn't I? I'd ended up signing up to mysteryshirts.com, and I was talking to surpriseshirts.co.uk. So I felt like a right tit at the time. So cancelled the one with mystery shirts because that was 45 quid a month. Signed up properly with surprise shirts, which was 35 quid a month, and then sorted it out from there. But moving on swiftly to team of the week. Now this is the team that scored the most points across the whole game, and it is Struggle FC. So this guy is not in our league. He's obviously got Haaland at 51 points, Sancho at 10, Martinelli at 10, Salah at 10, Cancelo at 12, Mitrovic at 9, a few other points scattered around, and he had his subs with a few points as well. But yeah, Struggle FC he's ironically called, and yet he scored the most points in the whole game last week with 124. In terms of our league, Daniel Anderson scored 95 against Haaland in there, scoring 34. Martinelli and Salah again. Cancelo again, so there's a trend there. Obviously the top scorer is Jesus with 6. Ben White, the other person there, and Andreas, 6 points from Fulham. Not a player that I've ever considered before. Pascal Gross only the 2 points last weekend. He's had a fantastic start. Have either of you guys got Pascal Gross in your team?
No. Yeah.
No. Okay, so that brings us to a close in terms of Premier League football and fantasy points as well. And what we will do now is we'll bring up the quiz. Just bear with me one moment while I get the link open. Again, it's something slightly different tonight. So in week 1, what did we do in week 1? It was just a normal quiz, wasn't it, in week 1, I think?
The big words, it was all muddled up.
Yeah, anagrams was week 2, I think. Yeah, the anagrams came in week 2. Week 3, we played a Sporkle quiz where we had to guess the all-time Premier League football clubs. And then this one, today, again, is slightly different. So those that are in the stream, we will need you to help us with this. So this one, what happens here is, so it's a Premier League quiz. You've got to guess the football player. So what it'll do is it'll show us the history of a player's clubs that he's been at. And at the bottom, it has the number of boxes which tally up with the surname. So if there's 5 boxes, it'll be a name like Smith. If it's longer, then obviously it's a longer surname, and whatnot. So I'm gonna put it on. What shall we go with here, boys? Shall we go with beginner, semi-pro, world class? Semi-pro, is that what we're thinking? Yeah.
In the middle, maybe.
Yeah.
Go for world class, really. If we think that.
Well, we'll play it safe. We'll go with semi-pro. Okay, so first one up. If you've got the stream up, this player played for Atletico Madrid between 2009 and 2011. He's been at United since 2011. I think I can guess this person. Yeah, so from the options at the bottom, are we saying De Gea? It is indeed De Gea. Yeah.
Easy peasy,
Yeah. Easy peasy. So, alright, we'll go next. So, 2001 to 15, United. Then moved on to 2 years at West Brom. And then 2 years at Stoke City. So, I'm thinking this is probably more of a defender. 14 years at United before moving on to West Brom.
what does it say the national team is there?
Yeah,
Oh,
well, it says Scotland, but I don't know if that. I'm not sure if that's supposed to be Scotland.
I think I know who this is. Could it be Evans, maybe? I can't really see how many.
1,
things that
2,
is. It
3, 4.
not
It's
enough at the
8.
bottom, is it?
No, it's 8. It's 8.
Right.
We can use a joker and we can use solve.
No, I don't.
So he's obviously retired because he's 3 years ago because he finished at Stoke.
Was Darren Fletcher Scottish?
Fletcher was Scottish, yeah.
Oh, that's I think
There, Needy's on it. Darren Fletcher, fantastic.
very good.
Darren Fletcher, oh GG's. Oh, here we go now. So,
There we go.
2009 and 10, Figueirense FC. 11 to 15, Hoffenheim. 15 to present day, Liverpool. And he's a Brazilian. I'm thinking probably maybe Fabinho here. Has Fabinho been there that long?
I don't know about that. I think it's for me.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because Hoffenheim. Yeah.
Oh, Firmino.
Oh,
There you go, Bobby
who's the,
Firmino. Is he going to be
I think
moving
he-
on shortly? I think he is, won't
Yeah, possibly. He's getting there, isn't he? He's one of the first of Klopp's revolution.
he? Yeah.
Now, yeah.
All these boys are getting old now, though. That's a problem.
Yeah.
So the next one. 15 to 17, played for Genk. 17 onwards, Leicester City, Nigerian international. 5 letters in the surname. Not many goals.
How many is it?
5 letters.
Surname?
5 letters.
Who's he play for? Leicester.
He currently plays for Leicester, yeah.
For now, yeah.
Hold on. Is it Bendidi?
Ooh, that is a good.
Ooh.
It is Wilfred Ndidi. Great
Wow.
shout.
Well done.
Great shout needed. Okay, next one. So, 04 to 2010, Sporting Lisbon. 10 to 13, Porto. 13 to 18, Monaco. 18 to present day, Wolverhampton Wanderers. Portuguese. 8 letters in the surname.
I don't know.
I mean, there's so many Portuguese at Wolves. This could be anyone.
I want to say, is it Moutinho? Maybe. I don't know how to spell the
It
name.
is.
But yeah, Moutinho, maybe?
Jean Martino. Absolutely banging.
what a shot.
I know he
Fantastic.
played for Monaco. Yeah, that was it.
Fantastic. Next one. So this is an older one. So senior career, 83 to 2002 at Arsenal, 504 games. Teams managed 03-04 Wickham, 08-09.
I know this is. That's that black dude. What's his name? Oh, fuck me.
It's not Sol Campbell.
No, we had an argument with Roy Keane in the tunnel. What's his name?
Vieira?
No,
Yeah.
yeah.
No, it can't be
Is
Vieira.
it Palace now, isn't it?
Oh no, national team's England, isn't it? It says no, it can't be.
Yeah, England international as well. So managed
Very cool.
Wickham 03-04, Portsmouth 8-9, and then FK Kabbalah, which sounds
8-9. What are they in the Premier League then?
Portsmouth. I think so, possibly. Yeah.
Maybe Martin Keown? Or I don't know if that's enough or too many.
It is enough letters. It's 5 letters, but it's not Keown.
Yeah, he's not English, is he?
Thought it was.
Martin Keown's
Oh,
English.
okay.
Yeah.
He was English, yeah, sorry.
We've got Royal Racing in the chat saying Thierry Henry. No, there's no way Thierry Henry was playing at Arsenal in 1983.
Very famous English player there.
Yeah, I mean, obviously an English international, yeah. But yeah, cracking. Shall we use a joker on this one? Shall we go with picture? You can. One of the joker options here is that you can see a picture of the person. So we'll go with this one.
Yeah.
Tony Adams.
Really?
I'm
Oh,
sure.
yeah.
I'm sure he maybe it was after 11 that. Which Spanish club did he manage? Because there's a meme, isn't there, of him when he's doing coaching and it looks like he's dancing in a fucking disco club.
Not sure.
In fact, I think it was Espanol or Valladolid or something like that. Anyway, number 7 out of 15. Okay, so next one. 2015, Man United's under 21s, under 23s. Then went to Stockport on loan in 2016. Went to Grimsby on loan the following year. Shrewsbury on loan. Sheffield United on loan. Stayed at United from 2020 and now on loan this season.
I think,
What's the goalkeeper? That's the one. Henderson, isn't it? Oh. Yeah, Dean Henderson.
I didn't know he'd been at Stockport. That's quite a crazy one.
9 games at Stockport.
I think he's a better keeper than Jeff, to be fair.
Well, he had when he left 2 weeks back. He had a pop, didn't he? He had a pop about that. But,
yeah. Money alone.
Yeah.
Gotta go back.
Yeah, exactly. So the next one, quite a few foreign clubs here. 07 to 20, Appledorn. 10 to 13, Twente. 2013 to 2016, Tottenham Hotspur. 16 to 18, West Brom. 18-20, Monaco. 19-20, Anderlecht on loan. 20, Istanbul.
What's weird is I feel like I know this based off FIFA, but I don't know the name.
In terms of national teams, he made one appearance for Morocco in 2010, but since then has become a Belgian, making 62 appearances and scoring 8 goals.
Still playing to this day as well, is it?
According to this, yeah, I mean...
Oh no, it says national team, yeah, but it doesn't say that he's continued from there. So...
Shall we go with the Joker on this one?
Yeah.
The picture.
Yeah, sure.
Oh, I don't even know who that is. Who is that?
I feel like I know. Yeah, that's the face I remember. It's really odd. It's like you barely remember him playing for Tottenham, but he was there.
Alright, okay, let's have a look. So, we can get a first name, Nasser. What was his... First name was Nasser. N-A-C, yeah. What was that, Nida?
That's a space station.
We'll go with Solve. Nasser Chadley, that's it, yeah. Nasser Chadley.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah, exactly, yeah. Next one. 12 to 13, Lyon. 13 to 15, Monaco. 15 to 15 onwards, United. And then on loan at Sevilla. French.
I believe this one is Martial, maybe? Because he had that year on loan, didn't he?
It is Anthony Martial. GG's. Number 10 of 15, Real Sociedad. Up to 2004. A season at Eibar. 5 years at Liverpool. 5 years at Real Madrid. 3 years at Bayern Munich. Spaniards. 6 letters.
Alonso. Xabi Alonso, I think.
It is indeed Xabi Alonso. Well done.
That's some big, like Liverpool, Real Madrid, and Bayern. I know Bayern was the end of his career, but 3 big teams.
I know, yeah, 3 massive clubs. Okay, so next one, number 11 out of 15. 91 to 95, Banica Strava. 95 to 98, Sparta Prague. 98 to 01, Fiorentina. 01 to 05, West Ham. 06 to 11, Sparta Prague. 2012, Dynamo Shesk. 13-14, SK Vozdense. And this is a Czech Republic player. 164 games for West Ham. R6 Vibes would know this. I've got a feeling it might be either a right back or a left back. Shaved head. What was he called? Thomas Repka. Oh.
He was playing at West Ham before I was born, and he left when I was 3. So there's no chance I'll know him.
Right, let's go with. Let's have a look at the picture. Yeah, it is Thomas Repka. So why did it not? Hang on. Why did
Maybe a different spelling.
Possibly. It's going to put an accent above it, isn't it? Yeah. So I haven't got a keyboard that could physically fucking answer that question correctly. You cheating bastards.
We're counting it.
Yeah, we're having it. We're having it. Number 12 at 15. I think I know this one, and I think it's El Mohammadi. So I spent a few years at Sunderland, Hull, and Villa, and it was an Egyptian. El Mohammadi. Apologies for getting that one extremely quick, boys. The next one. Most recently, from 2018, Wolves, Mexican international, 121 games and 40 goals for Wolves. So probably a striker or an attacking midfielder.
Yeah, I think is it Raul Jimenez?
It is indeed fantastic.
Yeah. Love that man.
Number 14, Portuguese player that was at Sporting Lisbon, Manchester United, Real Madrid, Juventus, and back to Manchester United.
I wonder who
This is definitely the easiest one out of the lot, and it is indeed Cristiano Ronaldo. And and the last one, 82 to 94 at United. 94 to 99 at Middlesbrough. Then quite a fall from grace here. Bristol, Barnsley, Notts County, Lee RMI, Bangor City, Porthmadog, and Neath, a Welshman.
Yeah,
He's also managed Bangor and Porthmadog. I'm not even sure who this is, you know.
He's Welsh.
Who, sorry?
Hargreaves.
Hargreaves? Owen Hargreaves? Owen Hargreaves has not managed. No, Owen Hargreaves was... There's no way Owen Hargreaves was born in 1982 and playing for United.
No chance.
No, it's not Hargreaves.
What's the team's manager at the bottom? Bangor City.
Bangor City and Porthmadog, both Welsh league clubs. I think we're going to have to go with a picture here, aren't we?
Yeah, we're going to need a picture, definitely.
That looks like you, Needy Peck. That didn't help me at all. That did not help me at all. Welshman at United. I think
Well, Giggsy, but I'll see if that's not him.
Nah, it's not. It's not Giggsy.
It's not Giggsy, no.
No, it's not Giggsy.
94 is just a little bit
Anybody
before.
know Welsh players?
Yeah, I think we're gonna have to go with. We're gonna have to go with a Salve Clayton Blackmore. Now I wouldn't have got that, to be honest.
Oh, I know who he is. Oh, he got grey hair. Oh.
He might have grey hair now. Yeah, probably.
Mark. His name was Mark.
Clayton Blackmore, leader.
Clayton,
I was thinking of Mark Hughes.
Mark Hughes, yeah, to be fair,
Yeah.
he wouldn't have been far off in terms of being Welsh, but
Clayton Blackmore, to be fair.
but yeah, no, that's it. We've done another stream done. Now we'll bring it to a close. It's 11 o'clock. I've got to be up early tomorrow. I've got to travel up to up Barrow way tomorrow for a wedding. So thank you very much, Jimbo. Thank you very much, Nida, for being in and contributing. We'll run the advert once more before we bring the stream to a close. But if you do want some pretty radical football shirts, get yourselves over to surpriseshirts.co.uk. But from all of us, that's it for tonight. Thank you very much, guys. Thank you once again.
Cheers, everyone.
Cheers, guys. Thank you very much. Catch you later. Bye bye.
Thank you.
is a lovely shirt. What a beautiful shirt!
These kits are lovely.